Welcome to another episode of Watch Once Over. My name is Big E. Today we're going to be looking at the Hamilton Khaki filled mechanical, and this is the stealth blacked out version, and it's a 50 millimeter. The reference number is H69809730. Now this watch is a supersized edition of the Khaki filled collection. It uses Super Luminova for the numerals, and it really lasts all night, despite the watch being a blacked out Darth Vader type edition. Now this watch has a retail price of $1,245. It's using the H50 mechanical hand wind movement. It has a sapphire crystal 24 millimeter lug width with the 80-hour power reserve. 100 meters water resistance, and it comes with a leather strap, but I changed it to this rubber and sailcloth type strap for durability and sweat prevention, because I didn't want to sweat out the original strap. Now I'm turning on my time grapher, and I'll turn on my sapphire tester. Let that heat up while we do some dimensions. It's coming right in at 50. Then the lug to lug, this is the big lug to lug. That's going to be 60, and then the thickness is going to be 12/6, 24 millimeter lug width. So this is a big watch, but a lot of times you need big watches because a lot of times you have people with bigger wrists. And that is the sapphire crystal. Now, I wound this watch up on Wednesday at 3:30, and it lasted till Saturday morning at 5 in the morning. So I got 86 hours of power reserve, well over the advertised 80 hours power reserve, by 6 hours actually. So it's a real good watch in that regard. And I believe with a manual wind watch, you really do need higher power reserves, and it's only going to be a better thing for it. Now I'll turn the time grapher on and wind this up. I'm not going to wind it all the way up. Pop it on the time grapher. Let's see what it's speaking to us with. Now this is the crown right position, or your desktop position. It's coming in at 244 degrees amplitude, 0.6 beat error, and it's -8 seconds a day. So that's a pretty good spec for this watch. 21,600 vibrations an hour. I think it could be tuned in to be even better. Now it's -6 seconds a day. Now I'll go to the crown down position, as if you were wearing it on your left hand side. Let that settle in. -2 seconds a day, so at 0.3 beat error and 282 degrees amplitude, 21,600 vibrations an hour, 52 degree lift angle. So this watch is gonna really run good. Those are really good numbers. Those are really good numbers for just about any watch. So I really think that this is a watch that you might want to look into if you have a bigger wrist. If your wrist is under 7 inches, I don't recommend it. My wrists are just a little bit over 7.25 inches, and it feels great. Now, you have this kind of shadowing on the numbers, whereas the back is black and the numbers are kind of like a charcoal gray, and the hands are kind of like a charcoal gray. And the numbers, the indices have a 3D effect, and they stack up really high, about 2 millimeters actually in height are those numbers. You have a signed crown. And this is just an all stealthy PVD coated case. You got a screw-in case back, 100 meters water resistance, and it does say 1 of 550, so this is a limited edition watch. Some other colorways in this, they sold out already. So if you want this 50 millimeter version, I suggest you buy it now, because it's probably just going to go up because it is sold out. Now, the red second hands is a nice touch. That's why I chose a band with red in it to go with that accent. And this watch really isn't that difficult to read. Now, I'll show you what happens in the light transition. Let me give it a blast of light here with my through night light. Then I'll cut the studio lights so you can see. And that's what it looks like at night. Black superluminova. So this superluminova lasts just like any other superluminova. When your eyes adjust, you'll get a clearer picture of it. And when you're transitioning from the light to dark, you'll get like if you're coming from the outside and you go into a dark room, this is what you'll see. And it's very bright, and it lasts a long time. And it just aids in being able to see the watch, especially because the watch is black on black. Now, you do have a really nice big crown. And let's check the date change mechanism. You have hacking, you have hand winding, only hand winding. Let's go back around. I'm in nighttime hours. Okay, we're approaching midnight. We'll see if this has an instantaneous date change. And it does. Instantaneous date change, that's always nice. And hacking is nice, so you can set this watch precisely to a known reference time or your atomic clock, and it's going to give you for sure 3 days power reserve, no problem. Now, I just topped it off. Now, it's very important when you're winding this watch not to overwind it, because you can damage this. This watch isn't equipped with a bridle type mechanism in there that allows the pinion to slip, and you can keep winding it without hazard to the watch. This watch doesn't have that. It does not have a bridle type mechanism in there, and you can break the mainspring by overwinding this. So just be cognizant of that. When you're winding it, it starts getting tight. You go down. When it stops, that's it. Don't touch it again for 3 days. You set it, and then you forget about it, and for at least 3 days before you wind it. Because like I said, I did get 86 hours of power reserve. So with that, I'm going to switch to my macro lens so we can check it out closer. Okay, looking at it under the macro lens, you can see that the indices definitely have a texture to them. The hands are actually gray, and the second hand is gray, along with the 24-hour inner printed scale is also gray. And it's real nice, evenly applied lume on the hands with the syringe style hands is a nice touch. I really like that. And I also like that the indices have a little triangle at the end of them, also that illuminates. This is a really different kind of lume. This black lume. It is super luminova, and I don't know how they got it to work, but it works, and it works just fine. But I noticed that the painting on the hands is really even and really nice, and the color from the hands and the 24-hour printing in the second hand is spot on. If you notice that, it's almost the same color, like a steel gray, and that really flows with the blacked out nature of this watch. And the hands are also really nice. Let's look up at top at the Hamilton sign. Let's let that focus. As you can see, the Hamilton sign is really printed also, really lovely. There's no runs, no drips. It's just nice. And the date box, nice background with a clear white paint on the date wheel. It's just a nice touch. It's just a nice touch. I really like it. Now, let's look at the lines of the case. Let me zoom out a little bit here. You're looking at the lines of the case now. The case line, it flows with a little bit of an arc, which you need because you do have that big 60mm lug to lug, and a watch almost seems kind of wafer thin. But from what I'm gathering is that pilot watches need to be a little bigger, or that's how they are traditionally, so you can see them easier. But with this all blacked out Darth Vader type version, it's really a different watch, and I get a lot of compliments on it. And the manual wind definitely benefits from having that 80-hour power reserve, and in this case it actually goes 86. In case you forget to wind it for a couple hours, this is going to go strong for a long time. So let me know what you think about this one. My name is Big E. That's the Once Over. God bless everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.